Hey everybody, April 13th, 2020. Welcome. Mr. Turner here, history class. Today we're going to talk about Hitler. Now, I just want to let everybody who's interested in Hitler, but Hitler is not my favorite person to talk about. It's awkward, it's scary, it's not comfortable. And I don't never loved this whole talk about Hitler, but we're gonna do it anyway. All right. The What you need to understand first off before we do anything is when we talk about World War II, you have to understand the political ideology of the time. You have to understand where all of this started in between the end of World War One, the Great Depression all over the world, and the start of World War II. And dictators rise because dictators are actually better at meeting the needs of the people quickly compared to the Republican form of government, which takes time and is slow. Somebody who has all the power can make a decision and go with it way faster than Congress and the president and then vetoing and all of that stuff that you studied last year. So dictators in Europe rise because they can do things quickly. That's what totalitarianism is. You have Stalin, you have in the Soviet Union, who ends up on our team. You have Hitler in Germany, and you have Mussolini in Italy. Now, nobody on the planet understands fascism, and the number one reason I don't like talking about this is because it's really hard to understand what a fascist is. Most teachers don't even go here. I feel like it's important to understand. You need to understand fascism on a different level to understand Mussolini, to understand Hitler, and in some ways to understand Stalin as well. Fascism is an authoritarian form of government that places the good of the nation above all individual needs and rights. Now, I will never forget students looking at me when they fully understand what this means. This means that the government has all of the power and that your individual rights are completely negated. They're completely gone. And this is something that's incredibly anti-American. Our founders believed in individual rights, and these are important to us. And fascism is the opposite. Fascism puts the nation, the government, the whole entire group of people above the individual. I lost my screen. How'd that happen? Oh well, I'm going to keep going. All right. Mussolini just declares himself emperor. He walks in and goes, "Hey everybody, I'm in charge now." All right. Okay. Totalitarianism is a way to control life. All right. Again, Stalin is already there, and you guys know this. We've talked about the Soviet Union already, so you guys kind of understand Stalin. Germany is a completely different animal here, and you need to understand how bad things were economically for Germany. They were bad here, they were bad in England, they were very bad in Germany. Germany has a problem with what we call inflation, and they attempted to solve the problems of Germany by printing money. And it gets so bad in the Weimar Republic that these are actually pictures of money being burned in the Weimar Republic because it's so worthless. There were stories that come out of Weimar where people would run to the store and they would buy bread. And they would get paid every single day because they didn't know how much money their money was going to be worth in the next 12 hours. So they would burn it all up and spend it because they knew what they could get for it right then. All right. Hitler's early Hitler creates the National Socialist Party, or the Nazi Party. That's what they called it. And his famous book is Mein Kampf, which is My Struggle, and it was written in an Austrian prison cell. All right. Again, same thing as what I just told you. Hitler rises to power during the Great Depression. Again, it's easier for one guy who has all the power to do things versus lots of people with just a little bit of power. It makes it easier for them to get jobs done. Um, what goes along with Nazism that you've heard a lot of is the anti-Semitism or the hostility towards Jewish people. Um, Hopefully, we'll get back and we'll be able to talk about this a little more. I don't really like talking about this over YouTube video. It's too deep and it's too hurtful. So we're not going to go there yet. All right. Understanding fascism is incredibly important when it comes to that didn't work at all. When it comes to understanding Hitler or not understanding Hitler, let's just go with this one. What you've been taught your whole life is that the political spectrum is a left versus right. It's one-dimensional. Over here, you have communism and socialism, and you have liberalism, which would be Democrats. And then on the right, you have conservatism and Nazism over on the right. And again, Nazis and socialists are bad, so on and so forth. This is the political spectrum, how you understand it. You've heard the term left, liberal, Democrat, right, conservative, Republican. It's not a very good way for you to understand what is fascism. The political spectrum is much more two-dimensional than it is one-dimensional. And this is a two-dimensional model of the political spectrum. Now you can see right here that on the left you would have Bill Clinton, and on the right you would have Ronald Reagan. And you can see that on this political spectrum, they're pretty close together. Modern liberal and modern Republican, pretty close together. Why I like this picture is because down here, it shows you how close fascist Germany and communist the Soviet Union are. They're incredibly close. And this is the totalitarian state. This is Stalin. This is Hitler, and you can see Karl Marx is over here. You can see that on this scale, they're incredibly close together. So we're going to get a little bit deeper next time into Hitler's political views. I just kind of wanted to set the stage for World War II right now and kind of start the discussion about what is fascism. You all have a great day.